You may already know the story of the Lion King, Simba's epic journey from losing his father to finally finding the strength to take his rightful place as king. But what's the story actually about? What are the themes behind the action we see on stage? Well, that's exactly what we asked some of the people behind the show.
No matter where you go in the world, you're somebody's child, you are very likely a parent, you're part of a family, you're part of a community. You have obligations and responsibilities to your family and to your community. And this is the story of Simba. Who is he? He thinks he wants to be king, but what he will learn is that that is a gigantic responsibility that he's not yet ready for.
This is a child who grows up fatherless and runs away from home and finds out that he does have a responsibility to his family and to his home. It's about passion for your homeland, the idea of exile, of losing your home and trying to maintain that is about identity. But I also think the story is a human story that transcends as well. It's a mythic story, the Lion King, the prodigal son story. What he finds is the strength to return. He finds it from Nala. He finds it from within. He finds it from listening to the stars.
All themes of life seem to be reflected in this movie and therefore in the stage production. And that's the themes such as love, such as joy, such as very grown-up themes such as death, the death of Mufasa. Really every emotion that's reflected in life is very much reflected in the telling of the story of Lion King.
It's really an allegory. It's a story about humans told through animals. And that's why no matter where we've shown the movie, and certainly no matter where we've done the stage show, audience recognize it as themselves, audience recognize it as their own.
With the key ideas behind the story in place, what techniques did the show's creators use to help illustrate those themes on stage?
I think when you say Lion King to almost anyone, the first thing they think of is The Circle of Life, this extraordinary song that Elton John and Tim Rice wrote that begins with that calling, that convocation, that bringing of all the animals down. What you may not realize right away, of course, is that you're also watching the sun rise, and it's a circle.
When I work on any play or movie or opera, I look for the main theme. And that theme in The Lion King was the circle. Then I hand that over to my set designer, Richard Hudson, and I say, think of the circle as the essence of what the story is about. You can go away from home, the prodigal son story, but you will come home again. Pride Rock in our version circles out of the ground. The puppetry has the wheels of the puppets.
You look up at Mufasa, and his mask is essentially a circle. And everything that is good and well and as it should be in The Lion King is a circle.
With the key ideas behind the story in place, what techniques did the show's creators use to help illustrate those themes on stage?
Underneath this very simple idea of the circle of life is something that I think is deep and actually very profound. Because no matter who we are and no matter where we live, we are interconnected. This planet is all we have, and The Lion King ultimately is talking about that.
The circle of life is a reflection of us, meaning all of us.
The show really is about how life continues, and then when one life ends, another life begins.
Any age, race, gender, culture can understand the story. There's just no problem understanding the story. It is told through the imagery, the dance, the music, and it's told through the dialogue. But even if you didn't follow the dialogue, it would be an entertaining theatrical experience for the audience.
This is not a story for one generation. It's not a story for one time. It's not a story for one nation. It's one of the few things, if not the only thing in my career that I've been part of, that is genuinely universal.